I'm back again. Couldn't be bothered to wait for the entire intro. Let's get into this. I've been doing homeschooling with the kids. PE with Joe. That man's a dick. I'm in pain. I'm in pain from this bloody PE with Joe and stuff. So, I want to look into a couple of things. I'm going to be doing some more PvP today, obviously, bit of practice for the weekend. I'm still using all my add-ons and stuff, but I want to try and switch over to keybinds. But I never really... I've used them for little things, but it's still a bit hard because I've got a new mouse on the way with all the buttons on it, but I've always used just your regular mouse. And I use a Hillbot for doing all that. So I've kind of like... I took the time to set up like Hillbot and the keybinds for that when there's probably a simpler way of doing it. So I'm going to have a look at what I can... I know, there's lots of things I could bloody do. So I'm going to look into it. I'm going to look what other people do as well. And we're going to copy them, basically. Oh, man. I'll do that today. Bloody dailies. Anyway, switch over. My son is feeling very musical this morning, I think. Keeps shouting his head off. I've just done 2 lots of homeschooling with him. One at 9 o'clock, one at 11 o'clock. And then we've got a third one as well today. It kind of goes... The homeschooling goes... So Monday we have 2. Tuesday we have 3 lessons. And then it would be 2 tomorrow, and then 3 again. And then 2. That's what I think they're going for. It sucks, anyway. But you gotta do it. Gotta do it. So I'm reading this Reddit at the moment about keybinds. I did watch this guy, this pro arena player, and he's got a really weird setup. It's not weird, actually, but... he doesn't use the ASD. He just uses the QWE for movement. So he's got like your sideways movement and oh no, he must have the S. He must use the S, but I think he uses the A and the D as keybinds, and he uses the camera to just move around like that. You hold the which is totally doable actually. Does he not use the S? I'm sure he said that he doesn't use the S at all. I suppose you can just turn around, God, I don't know. That takes some getting used to, I think. So he uses just the strafe and stuff, and then he sets the keybinds to A, S, D, F. Which does kind of make sense, actually, doesn't it? And then he uses the 1, 2, 3, 1 to target himself, and 2 and 3 for the other teammates. And he's using the F keys, but mostly because they were set to his. Basically, the rest of the keys were set to his mouse. So. You could totally do that, actually. Now that I'm moving around in the game, I could totally see how that would be an advantage. Something in the guild here. I might actually give this a go. Renegade on in the guild. No new recruits, but it looks so recruitment's still up, is it? What is my kid screaming about? Trouble is, I always sort of like, I always do that. I suppose I should just move like that. For arena, anyway. Could I quest like could I quest like this? I feel like 15 or however how many years it is been since I've been playing World of Warcraft. Basically, I played when the game first came out, so however many years that bloody is. I think trying to get rid of my habits of like I do a mixture of both as I'm running around and stuff. I like to take my hands off the mouse every now and again when I'm questing. Yeah, because see, I will turn. I will turn like that, and I use strafe and the turning. It's going to be hard to get rid of that. I think we're going to have to say no. I think definitely using the R and F. We can definitely do that. Maybe we'll just use and shift. I use shift a lot as well. On my little pinky. See, at the moment, if I use the hill bot, I use the shift and the control for those spells, and it's just a mouse click. And I do use the 1-2 buttons for when I'm questing. So I quickly like attack the one. But I can see how that would be an advantage to switch between people and trying to heal if I change the 1, 2 and 3. Definitely. I do very much like the idea of using the ASDF for spells and then just moving around like this.
Silino, welcome to my channel.
Welcome.
Kazina Tanks, welcome to my channel.
But do
Cortana, welcome to my channel.
Welcome, welcome. But do I put it into practice now? Before I've got the macro, before I got the my new mouse. I suppose tab still target. Tab target. It's definitely not like an impossible thing to get used to, but like when I'm questing, I kind of like to take my hand off the mouse. I don't actually know what the targeting macros are. Yes, buddy. You done it, did you?
Yeah, because now it's dark and now I repeated it.
Well done, buddy. High five. Yeah, well done. Go on then. You gonna go and do a different one? Daddy's on here talking rubbish at the moment.
I want to do the same one again. I feel because this time I'm not going to repeat last time because it
Okay.
takes very long. But this time I'm going to be Maya this time. Because Princess Peach
Community
died.
showcase. Welcome to my channel.
Dying on Mario.
Go on then, buddy. I'll be down to do your lunch in a minute. You want to go for a second?
I will just sit down in bed and watch some TV. Yahoo!
Buddy, don't watch TV there. There's a TV downstairs.
I don't need to do that. That TV was broken. The downstairs TV was broken and we didn't. And we was don't care. But you was not quick, Dad. You wasn't not. Oh! But my bro's back.
I'm reading a Reddit about macros and targeting.
I did it.
I mean, I'll keep this for like dungeons and stuff. As if I'm gonna do, you know. Probably not gonna be raided anytime soon. Target at party 1 instead of using the default interface keybinds. I'm not getting it. Cast at party 1, blessing up. No. I don't think that Reddit's getting what I'm asking here. Macros for Arena PvP Guide Wowhead. Here we go. Hello PvPers! Welcome to Bolt's PvP Macro Guide. The guide below will feature comprehensive coverage of all things related to macros in World of Warcraft Arena. We'll be covering everything from the basic targeting to the advanced setting up mod shift macros and everything in between. I'll be going over some examples of how you would use various macros in the arena as well, so that all our readers have. Why am I reading that? Why do you need them? 1, 2, 3. Targeting system for quick swapping. Yep. Yeah. Target Arena 1. Macros like Target Arena 1 and assign it to keybinds. You can simply press a button and your character will automatically target the enemy player who is labelled as Arena 1. I don't really need that as a healer. I need to target my own team.
My one was dying. Mario has this. He has these moves because he's been watching Mario Bros. All day.
Basically, I need to do like your basic macros, like cast, whatever it is that you want to use.
Commander. Welcome to my channel.
Oh, so it's just literally party 1. Target party 1. Again, it's going to depend on foreign name, name or enemy player. For example, target. You can actually put names for your friends. The reason I need to get my head around this is because if I use 1, 2, 3, obviously I'm going to lose very important things. My cast bar here. So I need to get my head around this. I don't know why I do this to myself. I could just carry on using the heal bot. It's just not very efficient. You take your eye off of what's actually going on the screen. How do you make it so that your ASD is used as well? Let's have a look. Keybinds. I should probably do character-specific keybinds, maybe. What's that? Oh, well, that's probably the best way of doing it. So, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it and mess it up. I'm like, just do it. Oh shit. Maybe this is an off-stream sort of thing. I mean, I know what I use the most. You know, I use obviously Holy Shock. Divine Toll, definitely. 100%. Word of Glory, 100%. Bestow of Faith. That sort of... Divine Shield and stuff is probably going to be set to the mouse. I need to leave this until I've got the mouse, I think. But what I'm worried about now, thinking on this, is that my mouse I'm getting is actually set to the number buttons, I think. I'm going to have to wait until it's here. I think we'll carry on doing it the cheap-ass way. With the... with my healbot here, I think. I mean, I have used it for a number of... I've used it for friggin' ever. I've used it since the Burning Crusade, so... It's not hard. I know what I'm doing with the thing. The only thing I don't like doing, I don't like using the middle mouse button. Because on this mouse, I think I've busted it, I think. over the years.
What? Why I got suffocated? Why do
Oh man, I do want to do it. I want to do it. It'd be so easy, wouldn't it? 1, 2, 3 players. 1 select self.
Yes, I did it. I did it. I don't know about that.
And I could have that down here. I can move all this to the sides or something. Set the keybinds, put that down here, and I can still kind of use it as sort of a backup.
Wow.
Just use the Q QWE button for movement and the mouse for moving around. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to go and make some lunch for my kids, and then we're going to watch a video. I'm going to watch Sea-Doo, I reckon. Yeah, watch this Holy Paladin guide. Sea-Doo's guide to Holy Paladins. When I get back. That's a good plan, isn't it? Right, back in a minute. Hello. Oh, gonna have some special K for lunch. The lunch of champions. Healthy body, healthy mind, all that crap. Plus, for some reason, I really like it. Had something cool just turn up in the post. Look! I can now play PlayStation VR again on my PlayStation 5. I filled in a thing online. PlayStation website, where you just put in like, you have to put in like the code on your VR headset. And they send you an adapter for free. It just takes a really long time. But I'm chuffed I can play VR again. Right, let's watch this a minute. This video that I promised we're going to watch. He's a guy called Cedu. He's a pro.
So full stun to a full blind. I tried Repentance a little bit, and it actually felt really difficult to kind of keep my teammates alive and position properly to get Repentances. Repentance was a little bit easier to get off last expansion, in my opinion, just because you had that one haste cooldown. I don't even know if Wings gave you haste last expansion. I don't think it did, but, you know, Holy Avenger did, so, you know, sometimes you can have a little bit faster Repentances. And also, you don't really play much haste now for Holy Paladin. We'll talk about that a little bit later. I guess you could if you chose to, but personally speaking, just think about it like this. If you're a comp that, you know, constantly needs a lot of stuns or lacks stuns, try Fist of Justice. If you're a comp that feels like you're missing a little bit of CC and you want to try and help get that crowd control, Repentance is really good for, you know, extending crowd control chains, and Blinding Light is really good for kind of getting that, you know, set up crowd control if you're trying to do things yourself. Maybe your team doesn't have much crowd control. For example, if I was playing like a melee cleave, I would probably play Blinding Light, because the melee cleave is going to kind of take care of everything, and I'm going to kind of set up the crowd control on my own. Like if I was playing Windwalker Decay, I think Blinding Light would be pretty good. But if we were playing Windwalker Decay and we kind of like wanted to attack healer, I think the additional stun consistently is also a pretty good option. So pretty flexible in this row. Definitely
have a look at that in a minute.
Can't
remember what I've got it set to.
And just trial and error, see which one you like. Level 35 talents. I generally play Cavalier. This isn't always the right option. I just kind of like having the extra mobility to get away or to play offensive.
That's what I've got set.
Ungrateful Spirit's a decent option. I have only really played this when I feel like I'm getting trained by something where I can't actually move, aka Rogue Mage. Shorter cooldown on Bubble, shorter cooldown on your, you know, shield wall effect that you can use while stunned to possibly keep you alive more frequently in that stun. I think it's, what, 30% off? So 30% off 1 minute is 18 seconds, I believe. So it ends up, you know, giving you maybe a little bit more of an opportunity to survive in a stunlock. There's also a possibility, I don't play this, good paladins probably do play this in some situations, where if you are playing to absolutely max range your opponents, and this in the past has been pretty good against, you know, Death Knights, so you can max range that Death Grip, you can kind of stay out of the fight, increase the range of your healing to 60 yards, and also increase the effectiveness of your Master, which is actually just a raw healing throughput increase. Rule Law is actually decent. I personally don't play it. I don't really have a keybind for it right now. If I see other Holy Paladins playing it frequently, or I feel like, you know, this is the way I'm playing the game, I'm playing really far back, I'm not going for crowd control, I'm not really being attacked, I want to avoid CC, I might give it a try. So, Rule Law is actually an okay option in that regard. I think you're actually supposed to use it in PvE, but I generally play Cavalier in this tier. So, the level 40 talents have been changed a little bit. Let me actually do this so you can see them better. Holy Avenger used to be 20% haste, 20% healing on Holy Shock, or 30% haste, 30% healing on Holy Shock, whatever it was last expansion. It is now a Holy Power generation is tripled for 20 seconds. The only thing I really don't like about this is the fact it's a 3-minute cooldown. I think if it
I
was a
think I'm-
2-minute cooldown, I could maybe see it, seeing some play. But I feel like Divine Purpose just procs so much more frequently and actually gives you that additional throughput. I kind of feel like Paladin...
What am I using? Let me get mine up. Oh shit. Oh shit. That would actually be better, I think. Now I'm gonna have to look. Put it down there then. For now. We're probably going to move everything around a bit. I want that. Because I do actually use that. Word of Glory and Light of Dawn have 15% chance to grant you a wrenching rasp. Oh man. Oh shit. I've basically, I literally just copied his whole setup now. Alright, back to the video.
Are a very heavy cooldown based class, and they've always been a heavy cooldown based class, and rotating those cooldowns is really effective. But I kind of feel like when you run out of cooldowns, your healing in between those cooldowns
Kiwi time.
tends to be
Oh look, it's
a little bit
green.
weaker. And I feel like Divine Purpose kind of
That looks weird.
out. And I don't think Holy Avenger rotates pretty well. Situations I'm seeing this can maybe be played is there's been one specific composition that trained me on Holy Paladin where I'm really struggling to live, and it's very possible I'm just not doing things right because, full disclosure, I'm not the best Paladin in the game right now. I still have a lot to learn. But there's a possibility that if you're getting trained by Melee Cleave or something like that, and you're really struggling to survive for, however long it is, Holy Avenger might get you to that next set of wings or whatever it might be. Just because I feel like Holy Avenger, if you're sitting really far back, is not really going to be that good, because if you're only using Holy Shock, you're not really getting that much additional Holy Power. Holy Shock's a bit of a long cooldown. You probably don't want to overlap Holy Shock.
I want to know
because
about your
you're gonna
keybinds.
have that dead period where you have no cooldowns.
I can see
But if you're
already
using
that they're
Holy
weird.
Avenger and you're getting value with Crusader Strike, so you Holy Avenger, Holy Shock, then you Word of Glory.
So he's
and then
definitely
you
using
Crusader Strike,
R.
Then you Word of Glory, then you Crusader Strike, then you Word of Glory, then you Holy Shock, then you Word of Glory. Like, you're actually going to get pretty good value out of it. So if you're getting trained hard by a Melee Cleave, it's very possible that Holy Avenger is something that you might want to try to kind of extend that game a little bit, and I could recommend trying it in that regard. The 45 talent, I don't know what this one was last expansion.
I'm messing my desk here.
I'm almost certain that Avenging Crusader was a PvP talent last expansion. Maybe it wasn't. I can't fully remember, but I generally play Sanctified Wrath, but this is a little bit of an interesting tier. So when I first started playing Holy...
What have I got set? I mean, that's good, isn't it? I thought that was really good to have. I've got Divine Favour. That Avenging Wrath's going to have to... Avenging Light's going to have to change now. But... Oh my god, that seems a bit OP, a bit weird, a bit over the top. Oh god. What I'm having trouble getting my head around is like if you set your 1, 2, 3, fair enough, number one's you, and then you use your 2 and your 3 to select your teammates. I'm going to forget who I'm locked onto. Alright? I mean, it's alright if you're playing with the same teammates. I can love and kiwis at the moment. Just going to get something clear my desk here a sec. Oh, I know what I was going to have. Why are you coming up here? Why? Oh, for God's sake, I'll just come upstairs. Don't do that on top of the stairs. Had to get some more bits for my lunch. It's appetising, doesn't it? tell the truth, I don't use Blessing and Sacrifice. Now I'm feeling like a bit of an idiot. It's just like a... It's a desperation move, isn't it? His other one is Light's Grace. Let's see what that one does. Increases the healing done by your holy light. Oh shit. Ah, that's a really good one. I'm such an idiot.
Paladin, I played Sanctified Wrath, and you know, a lot of people in my chat were like, "Dude, Awakening's amazing, Awakening's amazing," and I'm like, I don't really know. I kind of really like this short Holy Shock, and I like the increased duration of wings. And the more I played Paladin, the more I realized that when you pop wings, you're generally pretty safe. Okay?
He's got his wings set to
if
G.
you use wings, and you're at full HP, and you're not really struggling, why not have wings more often? You know what I mean? So I play Sanctified Wrath only in situations where I feel like wings isn't enough. And it doesn't happen very often. But generally speaking, I think Awakening is actually really good for Holy Paladin. But I will say, and this is something that you absolutely should note, if you're playing Awakening and you feel like you don't have enough healing throughput in your wings to kind of match those initial cooldowns, you might want to try Sanctified Wrath. And I've dealt with this, I think...
I changed that. I'm changing it back. Because... Word of Glory and Light of Dawn have a 15% chance to grant you Avenging Wrath. Yeah, I think we should just leave that to like a passive effect. Hello.
My system's unusual.
Oh, that's nice. Means you get some time off.
It's just stupid. I've got loads to do. It's just like I can't. It's like you open something up, or you go to open a file, and it just spins and spins and spins for about a minute. And then it'll open it, and then because you don't need that file, you need the next file under it, you double click again.
Are they
and
aware?
Then it's another minute. Are they aware? Yeah. Will just said it's just unusable right now.
Okay.
I was looking about who was using all of it, and it was like Louise, who's like 15% of the CPU. It's just like her. Like, what are you doing, Louise? What have you got open that's using that much?
Everything.
Yeah, I don't understand. She's like, oh, Slack keeps on shutting. Well, yeah, don't have it open in hosted. Just, you know, have it outside of hosted.
Working from home, eh?
Only one time so far in this expansion, and it's generally speaking when I fight Windwalkers. When I fight Windwalkers, and specifically Windwalker DK, actually, I actually play this versus Ret Paladins too, but maybe I don't need to. Even when I was playing Sanctified Wrath, and I had more healing throughput during that Wings, I still really struggled to heal. I actually played Awakening one game thinking like, okay, you know what? Let's just try and live out their cooldowns, and, you know, I'll have like a little bit of extra healing after the cooldowns. We got absolutely blown apart in the opener, and I felt like I didn't have enough healing. So Sanctified Wrath was definitely a better option there. And then generally speaking, during Ret Paladins, I kind of just like to match their wings with my wings. That way it lines up on CD, and I feel like I have enough healing throughput during their entire wings. But Awakening might be better there. I should try it. You know what I mean? If you're ever in a situation where you're winning games, try Awakening. And if you feel like you need that like longer, stronger Avenging Wrath,
I want to know about the key bindings. I'm looking at them, and
but Awakening's very good. Definitely a talent that you don't
it's looking interesting.
On. I think I like it a lot in 2v2, specifically in 2v2. 3v3 definitely really good. And then Avenging Crusader is something that I just can't really get behind right now. I kind of feel like positioning is very important for Holy Paladin. I feel like Avenging Crusader kind of takes you out of position a little bit. There is something to note that it's really good versus Shadowy Duel. You know, for Rogue Duels, your partner and you want to get healing out on him, Avenging Crusader will heal him inside that shadowy duel. So in 2v2 when I
My
fight
God, he's got a
against Rogue Mage, I
trinket.
actually
He's
play
got-
Avenging Crusader just for that specific scenario.
It's got a trinket on T.
It's
That's
possible
miles.
Crusader's okay in 3s versus Rogue Mage, but you
It's
gotta be
not that
careful
far,
because if you're
actually,
trying to
but-
like avoid polymorphs and stuff. You want to make sure that you're not.
That was going
yourself
to
out of
take some
position.
muscle memory.
And then one of the things that I don't really like about Avenging Crusader is because it does cost a lot of mana. You know, it ends up chewing your mana up a little bit. And then finally, the final talent. This was also changed. So Glimmer Light, obviously new. But I think the go-to right now, it's never going to be Beacon of Virtue in PvP. Just go ahead and cross this talent off right now. I think the option right now is Beacon of Faith. I like Beacon of Faith a lot. I think Beacon of Faith has really good synergy with the way you generate holy power. So if you flash a light someone without a beacon, you don't get holy power. If you holy light someone without a beacon, you don't get holy power. Having the option to, you know, heal 2 different people with the beacons, you know, obviously is going to give you holy power pretty frequently. And it also has very, very good synergy with Saved by the Light, which means, you know, when I play compositions, I feel like my team is always stacked up. Specifically when I'm playing melee cleave, you know, Mez and Shore are always on top of each other. You know, when I play with a Shadow Priest, basically I've only played a couple comps in this expansion so far, but when I play with a Shadow Priest, Sam, Mez is always kind of on top of Sam, which means that they're both getting cleaved, and this double beacon's getting a ton of value. Saved by the Light's proccing on both of them. When I fight against Rogue Mage in the opener, having Saved by the Light on 2 people is actually huge. It makes it so only one person is kind of like the ideal target to open on. I think that Beacon of Faith is really good in that regard. I will say I haven't done it yet, but if you're playing like a comp that's not really taking a ton of spread damage, or maybe you're spread out a lot more, like you're playing a wizard comp or something, Glimmer Light could be better. It's possible it could be better. You know, if you're playing a comp and you notice that you're not really taking a lot of cleave damage, go and try Glimmer Light. It's going to give you a little bit extra healing. It's going to give you that extra buff protection. So yeah, do note that Glimmer Protection is a magic buff. Glimmer Light, excuse me. It is a magic buff, which means maybe your bops can stick on longer, your freedoms can stick on longer, things like that. I haven't really found myself in that circumstance where I feel like I do need Glimmer Light. In 2v2, it's possible Glimmer could be better. I still like Beacon of Light, or Beacon of Faith. In 2v2, Glimmer could be better. I should probably experiment with it a little bit. But yeah, I think Beacon of Faith is generally going to be kind of the powerhouse for that one. There's actually a few pretty decent honor talents. Nothing really changed. Ultimate Sacrifice is very good in this meta. I like using it as often as I can. Sometimes it feels like you can't, you know, if you're fighting against, like, for example, you know, those cleave comps, you want the double bop, the double freedom, and the Light's Grace is obviously really powerful. Divine Favor, you will never take off Divine Favor, ever. And then if you fight against, like, a Shadow Priest, I'm a big fan of using Divine Vision. If I fight against an Ellie Shaman, I'm a huge fan of Cleanse the Weak. So Cleanse the Weak actually got a incredibly big buff in this expansion. It's really funny. So basically, in previous expansions, Cleanse the Weak kind of sucked because you had to be within the same range, or everyone had to be within inside the aura, okay? Aura's last expansion and the previous expansion were only 10 yards. But now that Blizzard actually brought auras back, they're actually a 40-yard range, which means that this talent never got changed, and everyone is always in range of your aura, which means that if you fight against an Ellie
Arabs.
Your
Shaman,
aura. Arabs,
Welcome to my
welcome.
channel.
squad. If you fight against like Shadow Priest and you decide to use Divine Vision and Cleanse the Weak,
We are learning
spell on VCs
stuff
off the whole squad, and they're
at the
doing
moment.
damage, but you do drop out the Light's
I'm
Grace.
interested
actually
in the
okay
key
with swapping
bindings.
Light's Grace in this expansion because I feel like you don't really holy light that often, and when you do, it's with Divine Favor, and when you Divine Favor, generally speaking, you're already going to top someone. So for example, like versus Rogue Mage, I actually play Ultimate Sack, and I play Blessed Hands because I feel like when I Divine Favor, I top anyway. And I feel like
If you're going
having
to
that second
talk,
bop
you
and
better
Ultimate
talk
Sack
about them.
versus Rogue Mage is really, really good. If you fight against you,
This is C-Do.
Use Divine Vision.
He's a
If you
pro
fight against
arena
those
player.
Please, Blessed Hands.
I'm
If you
seeing
fight
what he
against Ellie
does.
Shamans, you definitely want to Cleanse the Weak.
I'm talking over him. I'm seeing what his setup, what he does with his Holy Paladin, and gonna try. I'm thinking about doing some keybinds and stuff to help me. I don't have a MMO mouse at the moment. It's coming for my birthday, so I shall be using the buttons on the mouse eventually. But I'm interested. I watched a video, and this guy, I can't remember what his name is. He actually only uses the QWE buttons for movement, and he actually uses the ASD for keybinds, and then you got your R and your F, obviously, and your T. And they use as well, and he uses the 1, 2, 3 for targeting. 1 for yourself, 2 and 3 for your party members. So I'm looking into doing that, but it's totally going to mess up my setup at the moment. What I'm going to do, actually, I'll take a photo. Go back to the game a bit. I'll take a photo of my setup, just so I can remember all this stuff. And I'm actually going to go into the file now. Well, I've just saved that picture and rename it. Because I will forget. Retail. Screenshots. Rename. Saved setup. Okay. Get back to the video.
Flame Shock destroys her damage. You can use Cleanse a Week versus Boomkins if you want, but I actually really like Ultimate Stack versus Boomkins. But if I were to fight against like Boomkin Ellie or something, for example, I would actually drop Light's Grace and use Cleanse the Week. Because when Boomkin uses Incarn, I literally just press sack. If my teammate's at 100% HP versus Boomkin and I see a Star Surge flying in with Incarn, I press sack. Because I've been killed too many times in this expansion. Just Star Surge is flying. It's literally karma for 2018 BlizzCon of Sam I Am just one-shotting everyone, but I don't mess around with that. And
I know that guy. I've been watching
yeah,
the esports.
But
so I know these guys.
I'm pretty happy about it. Hollow Ground actually might be better than double bop, double freedom, depending on the comp that you're playing. If you're getting trained, because you can actually constantly remove slows off yourself. It's actually kind of better than double freedom. So we're gonna go ahead and move into macros now. I'm gonna kind of try and go through these quickly.
This is it.
Macros for me don't really change very.
Cast target focus. So
Often. I don't
what
have
does
any
that
crazy
do?
macros. It's normally just arena 1-2-3s, party 1-2-3s,
Arena 1-2-3s.
focus macros.
That's targeting the Arena 1-2-3 is targeting the other team, isn't it?
So as you guys can see, focus hammer of justice, party 1, blessing of freedom.
They must be on the mouse.
Party 2, blessing of freedom. This is just a cleanse for myself, cleanse for party 1, cleanse for party 2, holy shock self,
Target player.
bop self, freedom self. This is just literally a macro that looks like shield wall. That's divine protection. I have bestow self. So far these macros aren't really crazy. I'm going to say that I would definitely have, focus Hodge. I like freedom 1-2-3. I like dispel 1-2-3. The things I do for target self are not something that I'm going to say you have to use. Like I just like holy shock self for this reason. Ready? Instead of doing this, holy shock myself, I just do this. It makes my life easy. The main reason I made this macro is because I played priest back in the day and I had powered shield self. So when I play druid, when I play paladin, when I play shaman, I have riptide self, I have rejuve self, and I have holy shock self. It just made sense. So bop self, bestow self. And then the same thing, if you guys didn't see the Shaman guide, all my Paladin attacking abilities are actually on target of target. I think it's pretty helpful, especially when, now that Hammer of Wrath gives you that extra holy power during wings. Just so if I press Judgment while I'm healing Mez or whoever I'm healing, it just judges their target. It makes it really simple to do damage. You don't have to do a bunch of target swapping. Same thing with Hammer of Wrath. I would recommend using this. I would recommend using the Judgment. It's just really easy.
Oh, so that targets the person that you're on your team, whoever he's targeting, you will throw that at, right?
Use in my opinion. It's really easy to use it in my opinion. I actually have a cast sequence for my auras here. And the reason why is because in PvP, you're only going to switch between devotion and concentration. So at the start of every game, I put on devotion. And if I want to swap on, concentration in the middle of the game, it's same bind. If I want to swap back devotion, it's same bind. If I want to swap back concentration, same bind. So I kind of like this simple cast sequence macro.
That's a good one. Cast, sequence, devotion, or... Simple.
Maybe you guys would think it's kind of noob. You know, if I'm mounted out in open world, I'll click Crusader Aura. It doesn't really bother me, and then you know, we'll go back to Devotion Aura. Now,
Well, I like
there
it.
is a possibility that in Arena you do want to use Crusader Aura for your Divine Steed. If you want that on all separate binds, that's on you. Maybe good Paladins do that to try and get, you know, CC. You know, you Crusader Aura up, and then you Divine Steed, and you do run a little bit faster, try and get for that CC, and then maybe after you switch on Devotion Aura. If that's the case, the cast weakens macro would be really bad. I'm kind of just out of binds. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, go ahead and look at my action bars right here. These are my action bars. These are my key binds. I'm struggling a little bit here. That's why I have the cast sequence. I used to have a cast sequence macro for switching between Inner Fire and Inner Will, if you guys remember what those spells were. So it's very similar to that. I have Bot Party 1, Bot Party 2. I have Taunt Pets with Hand of Reckoning. This is kind of nice to try and taunt pets to break CC. Focus Repentance. The reason why I have like Sack 1-2 and Bop 1-2 and Freedom 1-2 is just because it's really simple. If you're healing this guy and you just want to go ahead and Freedom your other dude, you press it. You know, if you're targeting yourself and your homie gets Karma or something, you just press the Bop Party 1, so target, bopping. Like, it's just faster that way, in my opinion. I like it. I like it. This is just on use Trinket with Wings. This is an old macro right now. Holy Light with Divine Shield. Player Beacon of Light. Cast Aura Mastery. A lot of people think that this is my Aura Mastery bind right here, but this is actually my Aura Mastery bind. The reason I did that is because back in the day, there was a AoE-wide damage reduction called Divine Sacrifice. That's kind of the way I saw this ability, was my whole team takes less damage. I'm going to make it look like the ability that I'm used to. And my actual Aura Mastery, which I'm used to making me immune interrupts, that's what Divine Favor is going to be. That's kind of why I did that. So cast Divine Favor. Stop casting Blessing and Sacrifice is actually a pretty decent one. I would recommend that. It's kind of like the same thing as like stop cast grounding. Like, if you're in the middle of something and you need to use that sacrifice to get CC, it won't actually go off until you're done your cast. So the stop cast is actually pretty useful in that regard. Now I have Sack Party 1-2 as well. Like I said, macros were pretty basic. I'm going to go ahead and go into stat priority. And I've said this once during the video. Everything that I'm telling you as Paladin is from what I understand. You know, what I've heard from other people, what I've seen other people doing. But in terms of the stat priority, I think that people are going verse crit. I think crit is probably your best throughput, as well as versatility, especially with this 2-piece trinket. And it seems really weird to not be going a lot of haste, especially since haste does affect the cooldown of Holy Shock, and it does increase your cast speed. But the fact of the matter is that haste feels not super valuable right now, because I swear, when I do Arena on my Paladin, I barely cast. And it's going to sound crazy, but I barely cast. And when I do cast, it's generally with Divine Favor, which is 60% cast increase speed. So just looking at a couple of logs here, this was a, wow, what? This was a 11-minute game where I casted 10 Holy Lights. That's one cast a minute.
I have noticed that from watching
150%
the
Divine Favor every single time. It literally just holy
Arena
shock,
Championships
shock barrier. Now we'll look at a different log because, you know, obviously that's not, you know, super relevant, but
it's all I use Holy
Shock
all the time.
3-minute game. I casted
Flash of Light is pointless. Never use Flash of Light. It takes double the amount of mana to cast a bloody thing, and it just doesn't do anything.
Actually, so we're probably fighting some insane cleave. Red Hunter. Okay, so I was probably just in the back lines casting quite a bit there. So haste could have been maybe valuable in that game. In a 3-minute game, I could still get 6 Divine Favors off with a 25-second cooldown, which means a lot of these Holy Lights were probably still Divine Favored, which means I maybe casted only 2 regular heals. This is a 6-minute game versus what it looks like to be against casters. I probably cast barely. 3 Holy Lights, 6-minute game. So as you guys can see, you don't really cast that much on Paladin. The instant healing is really strong just with Holy Shock, Word of Glory. And then I'm actually a big fan of Shock Barrier. We'll talk about that in a little bit. As a legendary, doing 17% of your healing, not too shabby, right? So I think the stats you want to go for are Verse Crit. I'm not a huge fan of Mastery. Maybe other Holy Paladins will tell you different. I feel like Mastery and Holy Paladin is so
Verse Crit. Let's just have a look at mine a minute, shall we? Let's have a look. Let's not look at mine a minute. Whoa, mine's shitty. Mine's all Verse Mastery. Why is that then? Oh, all my gear is Verse Crit. He's at 200. I mean, you know, I'm on rank 3 at the moment. What was his again? This is embarrassing. 18.
Your healing based on distance?
18
like,
crit. And his
just
verse
so
was crazy.
I don't
Move
know,
it.
just
25%. What was mine? 17 and 10. Shit. Wait, it'll go up. It'll go up. I think I'm going to have to try these the keybinds. I'm still a little bit of confused about the targeting. I know he's got his set up, so he's got 2. This is the way he's tackling it. He's got 2 for his party members of each, so he's got 2 of those 2 protection, 2 freedom. Why is that set to that button? That's a fucking weird button to set that to. T is for your trinket. That is a good button for T for the trinket. I'm probably going to steal that one in a minute. G, V. I'm not sure I like V. Not sure I like that. Ugh. What's this? Wife just sent me something. Hold up. It's a video.
The last time I spoke up on this channel was Marvel's Avengers, so wake up, subscribers. We've got bridges to burn.
A girlfriend's review.
This day, I was mesmerized by Cyberpunk 2077 for 15 hours straight on a high-end PC. This is
Watch that in a bit. Carry on. Bestow of Faith's on 5. That's on 3. I think it's actually on 3 on mine. Oh, I like the idea that he's using R for judgment, but what is his targeting method? Is he just tabbing between them?
Way they are, it feels like the less benefit you get, and you're not really on top of them. We're gonna go ahead and jump into covenants now. This is a little bit of a strange one, okay? So covenants, there's 3 options that I've seen. There's Night Fae, there's Venthyr, and there's Kyrian. I'm gonna start with Night Fae because it's the one that I kind of recommended in my old guide, and I'm gonna talk about kind of why I don't think Night Fae is actually the play right now. Number 1, I kind of feel like the actual soulbinds for Night Fae are not that good. So whenever I go to a soulbind tree, I kind of am able to immediately pinpoint which one's the best one and for what reason. And I'm looking through all these soulbinds and I'm like super unimpressed. So Pod Tender is really annoying. I kind of feel like specifically for a Holy Paladin or as a healer in general, having Pod Tender, it kind of seems less value because I feel like when Pod Tender is annoying, it's because the people heal it or pop cooldowns on it. If you're the healer, that's not going to really help you. I don't really think that this is that good. You know, increasing your maximum health by a little bit, increasing mastery. We don't really like mastery. And I guess I should note that like the end spells are also like kind of awkward. They don't really seem that great. So I guess you go for the 3rd soulbind, which gives you a little bit extra healing when someone's below 35% health, or it gives you a little bit extra damage when someone's above 75% health. Which, you know, you're a paladin, you do damage and healing, it's probably okay. But even then, like, it just kind of feels like the whole tree is awkward. I think Soul Shape is okay. It's actually kind of nice. I'm not going to lie. Soul Shape actually can get you some distance. It could actually maybe help you get in for some crowd control. The only thing that I have an issue with Paladin right now is that the blessings are a little too slow for the meta. You can see a 45-second cooldown. You want to cycle through 4 blessings. If the meta gets slower, it's very possible that blessings becomes good. But right now, I feel like on average, games don't last long enough for you to cycle through all those blessings, which means it's probably not going to have as much value. as other people. But if I were to play this, you know, right here, you always got to go for the potency. You always got to go for the potency. And I'm going to talk about what I think are the best conduits right now. I think for Holy Paladin, you want increased critical strike of Holy Shock, which is obviously very good. And then endurance is shielding words. And then once again, you got to go for the potency. So you're kind of forced into this, which seems pretty terrible. His potency is obviously really good. Blessing in Summers lasts 25% longer. I'm assuming that's probably going to be the one that you're going to take, because for Kyrian, I take the Kyrian specific one. So there's a couple things here for the Finesse Conduit. I would say that pure concentration is insane if you're fighting against Warlocks, for example. Item level 330. Okay, that's obviously not, that doesn't exist right now. But let's just say you get the Mythic one. 32% reduction on fear. 32% reduction on fear if you have concentration R up. That's insane. Imagine stacking that with Relentless or stacking that with Cephus. Like, your team is literally going to praise you. They are going to sing your name, because no one likes being feared. Everyone hates fear. This will obviously probably get better when Warlocks are a little bit more in the meta. I don't know. I don't really think that the other Finesse Conduits are that crazy. So if you're not fighting a lot of Warlocks, you can maybe switch to something like Echoing Blessings, which gives you a little bit more value out of that. Or I was actually using Divine Steed Duration. I kind of like being mounted up for longer. It feels pretty good. Helps you get in for that CC. Helps you maybe get away from melee. But yeah, and then Blessing of Summer we always talked about. I think it's a little bit too slow. Pretty cool ability though. I like it a lot. So basically what I'm saying here is I've fought and lost against a Night Fae Paladin the other day. If you play Night Fae, I'm gonna say it's viable, but personally not my favorite. I'll talk about Venthyr here because this is something that I personally underrated. Number one, you're gonna go with this first tree here. And all the same stuff. It's pretty simple. Pretty simple. Yeah, the other ones really don't seem that good. So you probably just take this one. And then just looking at the tree, Thrill Seeker has a chance.
I'm not really taking this in anymore, to be honest. I'm just thinking to myself, what sort of keybind would help me? Like whether the 1, 2, 3 for yourself and your two parties would help, or if I set that to ASD instead. So like A would be me, and then the S and D for the few party members, because then you can keep the 1, 2s and all that set to the way I like it. Probably change the judgment to like R. I think it's a good button. But then do like what he said and do it so it just targets what your target is hitting. So I'm always going to be selecting a teammate or myself. Oh no, a teammate. Yeah, no, I'm always going to be selecting one of the teammates, and then the judgment will just hit whatever the target's hitting. No, I don't really want to mess this whole thing I've got here up. I have taken pictures, so I could just set it all back again. But we could mess around with a couple of macros that I've got here. I've just got that to save. I don't know what these are. I think we'll just like change what I've got here already, because these are old anyway. Let's do that one first anyway. Change the no, we'll just show tooltip on that. Get with the cast sequence. I've forgotten what it was. It was like target, wasn't it? I'm gonna have to go back.
Taking a lot of double freedom. So we're gonna go ahead and move into macros now. I'm gonna kind of try and go through these quickly because macros for me don't really change.
Oh yeah, I'm using that now.
Change very often. I don't have any crazy macros. It's normally just arena 1-2-3s, party 1-2-3s, and focus macros. So as you guys can see, focus hammer of justice, party 1 blessing of freedom, party 2 blessing of freedom. This is just a cleanse for myself, cleanse for party 1, cleanse for party 2, holy shock self, bop self, freedom self. This is just literally a macro that looks like shield wall. That's divine protection. I have bestow self. These so far these macros aren't really crazy.
So it cast target player himself bestow faith. Why'd you do that?
I'm going to say that I would definitely have, you know, focus Hodge. I like freedom 1-2-3. I like dispel 1-2-3. The things I do for target self are not something that I'm going to say you have to use. Like I just like holy shock self for this reason. Ready? Instead of you know doing this holy shock myself, I just do this. It makes my life easy. The main reason I made this macro is because I played priest back in the day and I had powered shield self. So when I play druid, when I play paladin, when I play shaman, I have riptide self, I have rejuve self, and I have holy shock self. It just made sense. So bop self, bestow self, and then the same thing. If you guys didn't see the shaman,
This is a use. What's that?
shaman guide, all my paladin attacking abilities are actually on target of target. I think it's pretty helpful, especially when you know, now that Hammer of Wrath gives you that extra holy power during wings. Just so if I press judgment while I'm healing Mez or whoever I'm healing, it just judges their target. It makes it really simple to do damage. You don't have to do a bunch of target swapping. Same thing with Hammer of Wrath. I would recommend using this. I would recommend using the judgment. It's just really easy to use in my opinion. It's really easy.
What's harm? Is that... Cast harm? Don't know why you need to put that bit in. Interesting. Anyway, let's just change this a minute. So, get rid of this. Cast harm. Forgot what it was. I forgot what it was already. Right. So it's cast harm at target. So you casting it at the target's target. Put that in brackets. We won't question why it is. Judgment. I thought you had to spell it like perfectly with capitals. Right. Now this is this is what's going to mess up my gameplay here. I mean, do I need to put it in the bar? I'm so crap at this, and I'm sorry. Keybinds. I mean, it's a character specific. Oh, I can't just click on it up there. Alright, let's just go for it. I wonder. Well, can I just? I don't know what I've done now. It's just a judgment. Let's do that, mate. So if I get the macro list back up again, can I put that down there? Keybinds. You want a quick key behind my mouse over the button and press the desired key to set the button. I just did. That's not working, is it?
I don't have a target.
Don't get it. Why does that not work? Let's read it again. You are in quick keybind mode. Mouse over the button and press the desired key to set the bind for that button. Moused over. R. Okay. Well, it's not changed it at all. Oh God. Ugh.
Hi everyone, this is Luxtos, and today I'm bringing you yet another video guide. We'll be covering
Alright.
macros. So, this is going to be a live rambling video about macros. I'm going to show you my favorite one, the one I use, and how to build your own. So, let's get started. There you go. So the first one I'm going to show you is like, for example, between the eye or any stuns, any CC that you want to use. Every single macro that I do start with show tooltip. So you simply hit number sign, show tooltip, and this is going to show the active tooltip in the macro. By tooltip, I mean icon, and also if you mouse over, it's going to let you know which spell is going to be cast, or items.
How do you set it to F?
Or talent, or whatever you put in your macro. So this is a very important and efficiently, especially as a rogue. Of course, some other classes are going to have different type of movement. These kind of bindings, you could mess up something, and it could cost you a lot. So this is very useful in PvP and adding some stuff in here. This is just so that it doesn't. Basically, what I'm using is the pounce, not the pounce, sorry, the hash or the number keybind right now is used for every single stealth. So if I press the number key, I go into stealth. There you go. If I press it again, I go out. If I press Alt and number, I vanish. But if I press Shift and I use the number key, I use Shroud of Concealment. So the way I do things, I'm gonna make a separate video on key bindings. But normally, what I do is a key as to so every time that I think about the number key, I think about stealth. All the three stealth abilities for rogue are going to be binded around this key. So it's easier to remember. It's easier to learn it. That's for sure. At one point, it become muscle memory, and it's not really relevant anymore. But when you're starting to play a class, it's really good to have some kind of, not synergy, but just logic between your key bindings. So that's why I did this. So this is very easy for me to remember, and it allows me to save some keybind spacing. I did the exact same thing for, currently I'm subtlety. So this is going to be my AoE. So I'm putting both of my big AoE or subtlety in the same macro. So if I, right now my Fan of Knife and Shuriken Storm are on.
Am I being stupid? I feel like I'm being really stupid. Let's go back in there. I can figure this out. Keybinds. Action bar. Don't. Multi-action bar. Let's just change that to R a minute. Oh. Yeah, it is, isn't it? The chat reply buttons are. I don't know if anyone uses that anymore. It used to be a really old way of doing things. Anyway. So we set that to R. Now can we go to that and go R? No. Fuck. Shit. Put that back. So if we go to chat, then there should be R. Can we do it now? Okay, look. This is how we do it. Oh. Okay. So if I do that... Yeah. Oh. That's not what I want. I want it to say what the buttons are. So how has he done that? I don't actually know. Let's just reset that to default map. Go down to the chat. It's chat. Oh. Oh. It's not what I want to do. Extra action bar. What's this? Oh no, let's not mess with that. Put that back the way it was. Cancel that. Maybe it's in the actual... Oh shit. Maybe it's actually in the...
Time that I scroll down, I do a fan of knife or a shuriken storm. And if I press, of course, I need the talent, so shuriken tornado. If I press alt and scroll down, I'm gonna do my bigger AOE if you want so. So it's gonna be.
So how did you do? How did you do that?
This is going to be my AOE. So I'm putting both of my big AOE for subtlety in the same macro. So if I right now, my fan of knife and shuriken storm are on scroll down. So every time that I scroll down, I do a fan of knife or a shuriken.
But how did you do it? How did you set that up?
I need the talent. So shuriken bind right now is used for every single stealth. So if I press the number key, I go into stealth. There you go. If I press it again,
yeah, how did you set that up? How did you set that up?
Step my mouse over target. So that's very, very useful. Just for that, I'm going to go subtlety because I have 2 charges of shadow step. That's going to be a little easier. There you go. So you can do the exact same process. You can do that on enemy. You just can move around so quickly and efficiently, especially as a rogue. Of course, some other classes are going to have different type of movement, and those are going to require maybe some different macros. But for rogue, these are really my favorite ones. Okay, so let's check this one out. So this one is a stealth vanish. Well, it's called stealth vanish, but it's actually just stealth and shroud of concealment. So the reason that I did this, just gonna show you my action bar. Okay, I'm hiding some stuff in here. This is just so that it doesn't. Basically, what I'm using is the pounds, not the pound, sorry, the ash or the number keybind right now is used for every single stealth. So if I press the number key, I go into stealth. There you go. If I press it again, I go out. If I press Alt and number, I vanish. But if I press Shift and I use the number key, I use Shroud of Concealment. So the way I do things, I'm gonna make a separate video on key bindings. But normally, what I do is a key.
Well, that's the one I want.
I've done my best to group all of the keybinds by which of them is most useful. And by most useful, I mean which of them is easiest to hit while moving, because that's what determines how good a keybind is. Your goal with keybinds is to make sure you are always able to outmaneuver your opponent, be that by kiting effectively on Hunter, or constantly getting behind your target on a rogue or warrior so you can't be parried. Now, you accomplish this by having keybinds that allow you to have your hands on the movement keys as much as possible. So obviously, you want to put your most important abilities on keys that are closest to your hand. Now, when it comes to modifiers, you should only be using Shift at first. Using Shift as a modifier allows you to effectively double the amount of keybinds that you have. Instead of just having 1 through 4, you now have Shift 1 through 4. Now, don't get me wrong, Control and Alt are great, but they're hard to get used to, so start with just using Shift. I've been playing since Burning Crusade and I still only barely use Control, even in arenas. Now, I cannot stress this one enough, guys. The best keybinds at your disposal are not on your keyboard at all. They are mouse button 5 and mouse button 4. They're the easiest buttons to hit while moving. Now this actually includes Shift mouse button 5 and Shift mouse button 4, because these also don't interrupt your movement. I place my most spammed instant cast abilities like Sinister Strike, Mortal Strike, or Fire Blast on my mouse buttons. The only time you're going to see me break from that is when the ability has a cast time, like Frostbolt. You're never going to need to press a movement key at the same time as pressing Frostbolt. Now following this, the next best keybinds are going to be Scroll Wheel Up, Scroll Wheel Down, and again, the Shift modified versions. And you've probably guessed why, it's because it's easy to use them while moving. This is really what opens up the amount of keybinds that you have. The one problem with the mouse wheel though is if you put an ability on it that you're going to spam, like Sinister Strike, you can give yourself carpal tunnel syndrome very, very quickly. It's an excellent place though for openers, movement, or setup abilities like Hunter's Mark, Blink, Cheap Shot, or even Gouge. Try to think of abilities that you need to cast while moving, but you're not going to hit them very often. That's what you want to put on the mouse wheel. Now, using something like Shift Scroll Wheel Down for Gouge might sound a little crazy at first, but give it a try, seriously. It's way easier to use it while moving than you would initially think. Alright, now we're moving on to the actual keyboard. These are buttons that are still very easy to hit while moving and are great for instant cast abilities that don't fit on your mouse. But while these are the best keybinds located on your actual keyboard, they don't even come close to being as useful as your mouse buttons. Now after this, I think that 2, 3, 4, and S are still easy to hit, great for abilities with a low cooldown, think 30 seconds. This is going to mean stuff like finishers, interrupts, or CC abilities. Now 2 in particular is very good for abilities with a cast time, because normally the problem with 2 is that while it's really easy to hit, you can't press W and 2 at the same time to run
Cornish
forward.
Miss
This is because they both use the same
Hey,
thing,
Shaz.
but this
To my
isn't
channel.
a problem when the ability that you put
Cornish
there has
Miss
a cast time.
Chelsea.
After that, it's
Said,
going to be G1, X,
Good
and
afternoon,
Z.
Mr. Q. How
Still
are you?
easy to hit
Good
these,
afternoon.
but they're a bit farther
I'm
away.
doing alright.
So this is a
I'm
good place.
I'm trying to work out how to set up keybinds for World of Warcraft because I've always used this. I've always get my game back up. Right, I've always used Hillbot. I'm trying to get into doing more competitive arena stuff, and I'm thinking having key binds set up so that you got like 1, 2, 3 set. So number 1's you, 2 and 3 because I'm a healer are your other party members, and then like an R, F, G, T, and then the shifts and stuff, and then your mouse up and down, all that stuff. Set to do things, but I don't actually know how to do that. So I'm trying to work out how to do it. I know you can go into keybind.
Cornish Miss Shousey said, me neither.
See, I want R for judgment. Or, see, it says quick keybind mode here, right? It don't fucking work. So, instead of it doing your chat reply,
Cornish Miss Shousey
I want to change that
said,
to a macro.
you've got me 4 minutes. I started a course via Zoom today, so I'm on quick lunch break munching on snack mac and cheese.
Cool, cool. I got homeschoolings. We've done 2 homeschoolings this morning, one at 9 and one at 11. And I got another one at 10 to 3. That's the last one of the day for my youngest, and my wife's doing my eldest.
Cornish Miss Shousey.
Oh,
Said,
what fun!
oh, what fun.
So, but do you know, I don't know if you probably haven't checked in for a while, but I stopped doing daytime streaming because I just haven't been able to do it with the homeschooling and stuff. But I'm trying to work it into my day because I hate streaming in an evening. I just get so tired and fed up and grumpy. So I'm trying to get back into daytime streaming. So I'm I'm doing
Cornish
my
Miss Shousey
second lesson.
said,
No, I didn't think you were.
hadn't noticed, to be honest.
I'm going to do my second lesson with my son that finishes about 20 past 11. And then I'm going to stream every day from then until just before his last lesson of the day, which is like 10 to 3. I think it'll work out. And then they're going back to school soon. I've got my jab on Friday. My vaccine.
Cornish Miss Shousey said, that's a good workaround.
Because I was
Cornish
doing...
Miss Shousey said,
Mm.
wow, did you blimey.
Yeah, I was streaming 3 nights a week, and I don't like it. And the next day, I've got to get up and do school stuff, and I'm just tired. People don't like my friends. They're like, "Oh, you sound like an old man." But it's when you wake up early, you get tired earlier. You know, in the evening, it's just the way it is. Yeah, I'm a carer, so
Cornish Miss Shousey
yeah.
said, bit like work.
It is a bit like work, isn't it? Yeah, I'm a carer, so I've got my vaccination come through, so I'm getting it
Cornish Miss Shousey
on Friday.
said, of course.
My first one, and then my second jab is... when was it again? Forgotten. Hold up. Got the email here. So my first one's on Friday at 2:30. I hate injections, by the way. You've probably remembered me whinging on to you about this before, but I actually have a phobia about injections. And my second one is on the 14th of the 5th at 2:30. 2:30. So yeah, apparently you do feel a bit sick afterwards. So I'm looking
Cornish
forward to
Miss
that.
Shousey said, quince whinging and whining that.
Don't make me sound too bad. Jesus. Right, how do we do this? Oh.
Cornish
Tor
Miss
abilities with a
Shalsey
longer
said. Really?
cooldown. For example, I always place my ice block or bubble on Shift G. It might seem
So, come on then, Shaz. What's the course? What course are you doing?
Cornish Miss Shalsey said. Look it up, sorry my brain is hurting right now. Cornish Miss Shalsey said.
Work coach.
Work coach for DWP.
DWP. I don't know what DWP is, sorry. I am looking it up. I'm looking it up now. This is what I'm doing.
weird to have one this far down.
Let's turn him down.
But
Cornish
really,
Miss
it
Shalsey
isn't nearly as good of a keybind
said.
as those in the
Oh,
tiers
right.
above it.
Department of
Shift 1 in
Work and
particular can
Pension
be
Civil
very
Service
clunky
Job
to hit,
Center.
So I tend to put my least important enough
Cool.
cooldown on Shift 1. This is the last tier of what I consider to be
Hopefully it's going alright.
keybinds. These are good for spells you almost never use, but you still need a keybind for them for that one time you're going to use them. Spells like Scare Beast, Expose Armor, or Potions.
This has got to be
Cornish
easy.
Miss
This,
Shalsey
why is
said.
this has got to be easy?
I
Surely.
got selected to apply.
Oh right.
Cornish Miss Shalsey said. Who knows?
I'm feeling really stupid. I'm sure I've done this before.
Bandages are those need to be dedicated
Can we skip?
on my mouse wheel because I'm also using them while moving, but I don't hit them that often, so it's not going to cause any problems.
Cornish Miss Shalsey
Right, I'm going to tell you.
said. Got asked first appointment when I finally signed on last week. It's all a bit of a rush as they are selecting mid-March. Cornish Miss Shalsey
Or any of
Alright.
the other
said.
classes, or maybe even a class. from
Sorry,
Battle for
not
Azeroth,
selecting
just ask in the
recruiting.
comments, I'll do my best to answer. I've played almost every class in retail, except for Death Knights. Screw those guys. All right, now let's get into how to actually do your keybinds. The first step is going to be unkeybinding everything that you're not going to use. There are a lot of default keybinds in WoW that are very easy to hit on accident. That
Cornish
you need
Miss
to take care of.
Shalsey
So you're going to start
said.
by getting rid of move and
Okay,
spear on
got
the
to go.
minimized.
Good luck. We'll
If
look
your
Oh.
out
team is
for
hitting
you
both
again.
Okay, Shaz. Well, thanks for popping in. I should be doing
Cornish
this
Miss Shalsey
every weekday.
said. Toodles and latest hugs to you and the fam.
You too, man. Have a good one, alright? I'll speak to you later. Cheers.
The left and right mouse buttons at the same time, so it's pointless to have a keybind for it. I also recommend getting rid of numpad 0 for jump. I then unkeybind almost everything in chat, except for, of course, open chat on enter and push to talk. And then in action bar, I unkeybind everything that comes after 5. And yes, you unfortunately have to do this one at a time. It's really boring and tedious, I know, but it's worth it. I also know it feels like you might need some of these and you're wondering, why are we getting rid of all of them? But trust me, you really don't want to hit these on accident. If you do want to keybind something specific in here though, such as your pet abilities or your warrior stances with these special...
I don't use any of those anyway. I really don't. I don't use any of that stuff. Right. Let's do that because I don't use that anyway. The chat stuff. Should probably keep that. Nobody uses R anymore as far as I know. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Oh god, this could take ages. I'm going to leave the action bar, the main buttons for now, and I'm going to remove all of these because I don't use them. How do you do the mouse ones though? I feel like this is a massive waste of time actually. I haven't done anything all morning. Oh. I could be just using my heal bot and just cracking on with life. But I'm not, I'm obsessing over keybinds now.
You can do that, but often it's better to handle those with a macro instead and then place it on your bars. Now, all of the changes we're making right now are going to be the defaults for your entire account. It's really important that you don't hit character-specific key bindings until you're done with at least setting up your main character.
Fuck! Fucking dick. Pow! Done it again for the second time.
You only want to have to do this once. Alright, jump into targeting and unkeybind everything except for target nearest enemy. I might get some flack for this one, but seriously, it's very unlikely that you are going to use any of these keybinds. All that having them does is give you a chance to hit them on accident and get yourself killed.
I'm doing that one. Because again, I don't do that. I use tab, obviously. Oh, look. This is what I need to set my 1, 2, 3. That's what I'm thinking about setting to my 1, 2, 3 anyway. Okay. Okay, Mr. Macro Man.
Now, a lot of arena
Keybind
players in
man,
retail
too.
do use target self and target party member 1 through 4. Usually they'll bind this to something like scroll wheel and the middle mouse button. But if you're playing classic, which doesn't have any arenas, you don't need to worry about this. If you're one of those weirdos that likes to toggle your health bars on and off all the time, like seriously, why? You can set it to something right now like 0. You can also set up a keybind for assist target. It's not super necessary, but that one is pretty useful. Now it's time to set up the basic keybinds that you are going to share between all of your characters. First up is going to be start autorun. Not toggle autorun, but start autorun. I like to put this on tab, but a lot of you are going to be using that for targeting, so use something convenient, like tilde, because you are going to be using this one a lot. I'd also recommend setting a keybind for sit, sheath weapon, toggle, run walk, and follow target. I like to use my now empty keybinds between 6 and 0 for most of these. Now, a lot of players at this point would recommend that you unkeybind Q and E and rekeybind strafe to A and D. Now, this is sound advice because it frees up Q and E for your abilities, but don't feel like you have to do this. Now, I hate to make a recommendation like this.
Do you know what? Let's get back to the game. I think I'm getting it now. Um. Oh. No. No. No, I'm not. Keybinds. Right. Let's go down to chat. I just don't know how to set it. I want that to be R. I want it to be R.
But if you're gonna get into World of Warcraft, you're gonna need a mouse with at least 2 mouse buttons. You could go all out with something like the Razer Naga, which has the 12 buttons, but 2 buttons is more than enough. In fact, having more than 2 is probably worse because the buttons are smaller. But if that's what you like, it's not gonna kill you. If you don't have a mouse with extra mouse buttons though, freeing up the keybinds Q, E, and maybe even S is very important for you in particular, because otherwise you are not going to have enough keys. Also, contrary to popular belief, backpedaling is pretty useful, at least in PvE. When you're positioning mobs while tanking, they can path really weirdly if you strafe instead of backpedaling, and it's important that you never show your back to a mob that's hitting you, or you're not going to be able to parry their attacks. Backpedaling lets you guarantee that that never happens, and it's really useful on any character while leveling, at least if you're playing a class that has parry. If you really want to use S for an ability though, you can always set backpedal to a less important keybind that's further away. Kinda weird though, I don't know, I can't stand it. I recommend setting B to open all bags instead of just your backpack, very convenient. Character pane, I recommend changing to something else, because C is a very useful keybind. I like to use K because character starts with K. You'll be very surprised at just how fast you start using them instead, because every time you go to click with your mouse, you're getting a visual reminder that you could have just hit the keybind instead.
Yeah, so how do you do that?
Choosing where to put your keybinds is a balance between
That's what I want.
keybinds, and you'll be very surprised at just how fast you use your hand. You don't have to do everything all at once. If you're a clicker, first off, I'm proud of you. Acceptance is the first. Tips for new players. If you're completely new to keybinds, take it slow. Keybind a few spells at a time, learn how to use those, and then do a couple more. Just start with the ones on your mouse or the ones closest to your hand. You don't have to do everything all at once. If you're a clicker, first off, I'm proud of you. Acceptance is the first step. Second, don't worry about forcing yourself to stop clicking right away. Just set up a few keybinds and you'll be very surprised at just how fast you start using them instead, because every time you go to click with your mouse, you're getting
I still don't. I don't know how to do it.
Pedal to a less important keybind.
I can't believe I'm back here again.
I don't know. I can't. I recommend setting B to open all bags instead of just your backpack. Very convenient.
So a drink.
Character pane, I recommend changing to something else, because C is a very useful keybind. I like to use K because character starts with K. I also like the keybind O to friends pane specifically, because otherwise it's going to open up to whatever tab you had opened the last time under social, which is annoying when you're in a raid, trust me. For a quick reference, this is the setup that I use for my interface. The last keybind we need to change is the one that we're going to use for zooming in and out. Mouse wheel is just way too useful, so keep it really simple here, just change these to control mouse wheel up and down instead. Alright, now you're free to set up your keybinds however you'd like in Action Bar and Multi-Action Bar. Hopefully by now you've got a good idea of the setup that you'd like to use. I recommend just looking at the tier list, starting at the top, and making your way down, putting your most important skills in first, testing those out, and seeing if you like them. I like to use the empty spots on my default action bar for the mouse buttons and X, and then I go into multi-action bar and I use this setup whenever I start a new character. Also, make sure that you have all of your action bars showing in the settings. Alright, you're pretty much ready to go, but here's a couple tips for new players. If you're completely new to keybinds, take...
Right, so multi-action bar. Is what? Let's try one here. Let's change that one to R. Does that change one of these to R? Or do I not have it out? So bottom left action bar. The thing is, I don't use this. Obviously I've got bartender. So what's bar 6? That's a good place to start, isn't it? I'm quite annoyed that it's just changed everything back. Did I not save it? So now I've got to do it all again. I can't believe I've got to do this all again. Multi-action bars all saved. Why was that not all saved? Chat? None of this is saved. So go back now. God. Right. Back to the action bars. So what? So what bar is this? You know? I mean, I press R. Why doesn't it show up anywhere? Have I got to press OK? No. What? I don't understand why it doesn't just work. Just hover over it, press R. Nothing. This has got to, I reckon this has got something to do with one of my mods. Right. Fucking thing. I've wasted all that time and I'm going back to clicking my bloody Hillbot. What a waste of a day. Oh, for God's sake. Honestly. Are you serious? How did we manage to fail that again? No. I'm getting annoyed. I don't know if that's obvious. I'm getting annoyed with myself that I can't get my head around this macro thing. But I'm starting to think that maybe it's my add-ons, because obviously I have got Healbot here that uses things. It's obviously going to be a. It's obviously going to cause problems, I think. Maybe. We're going to bar. Go down to bar 3. Gotta do it in there. I'm such an idiot. Fuck's sake. Oh, I didn't need to do any of that stuff. Alright. I'm going to use bar 3 to put all my macros in for the time being. So I can get used to it. That's trying to click it. So I could do my target 1, 2, 3 in there as well. What a bloody idiot. Bartender. I'm going to change that to 1. Yeah, that's going to mess that up, isn't it? We could always reset it. 2, 3. Okay, that's for my character. That's going to be for selecting people. Got quite a few buttons on here, it seems like. 1, 2, 3. How many have we got? 12 buttons. I'm just going to put the ones I want to use are F T G V I don't like V. What's C used for again? Oh, that's to open your character. Your character sheet, which I don't use. I don't use that anymore. I'll click on it. If I want to look at it, I'll click on it. They're going to be the ones I use, I think. That's obviously that's totally ballsed up. A 1, 2, 3 for when I'm questing. Overthinking this, I think. Let's do that for a minute. So if we do a macro for, let's get rid of this. What's the target player macro again? Can we just do... I don't know if this works. Let me just try it, mate. Target. Is it just target player for me? Do I have to put a... Oh shit. Whoops. I put that in the guild. Let's put it in the guild chat. Has he got a start of cast? No. Is it in the bartender? Is it in the macro? The keybind list? No, of course not. It's literally I've done it completely wrong. I don't know what the it's literally just target party 1. I think. I think. So if we do... if I can spell it right. Target. Party 2. So that. Obviously we're going to have no idea whether this is going to work until I actually get in to an arena. I don't know what the hell these are about.
Irebizak. Welcome to my channel.
Hey! Party 3. Right, so that should be my teammates. So we got the 1, 2, 3 jobbies. We got the R. I don't want to push this too much a minute. I want to see if this works first. So let's get into an arena. I mean, we could just do a random battleground just to test it. Let's do that, mate. It doesn't take too much thinking. Ah, let's do all of them. Sod it. So we still got this set. I'll probably end up just using that. How's it going, Arebus? You alright? Actually, where the hell how did I get here? Oh, I just walked around the back by accident, I think. Let's go and see if we've got any dailies to do. When it comes to PvP. Oh no, I'm still on. Replenish the reservoir. Something different. PvP Brawl 1. Okay. Bit more honor. How much honor have I actually got? I could possibly get an upgrade here for a piece of gear.
All goods and services for sale.
Nope. I could for that one. It's only 500. My helm's 1,000. We could do that. That would put us up to a bit more intellect. Let's do that.
Erebus UK said, I'm not bad, Justin. From my latest outing with Pokemon Go, I caught a shiny Latias.
Sweet. Yeah, you're gonna make me want to play it again. I haven't played that in ages, but I was really addicted to it when I started playing it. Even the wife used to play it. Oh, arena, here we go. Let's see if this works. First off, we'll just test the buttons. Obviously, the problem I've got here. Oh! Oh! Wait a minute, that's party 1, party 2. It's not selecting me. How do I Okay. Okay, I can't select myself. Interested.
Erebus UK said, "You should get back into it. We have a guaranteed Muta quest now, so everyone is guaranteed to encounter him."
Oh, right. I paused it up. No, I haven't. It's not selecting me.
Erebus UK said, "It's Giovanni's Muta we encounter, but we get the chance to catch it."
Shadow dance. Shadow dance.
Damn! I'm dead.
Shadow dance.
Didn't go very well because I fucking around with this. Those guys probably think I'm shit now. Why is that one not working? So what is the part? How do you get to target me? Do I have to actually put my name in? Target self? Oh, I put the wrong name in. Linker. Ah. That's where I went wrong. R for that.
Erebus UK said,
I'm thinking, sorry man.
"You can turn on autocast on self."
I'm just trying to do some macros for an arena. I don't really need to sort of like cast anything on myself. I wanted to do the 1, 2, 3 for selecting my teammates. There's only 3 of us to worry about, and then I've got the R is to cast Judgment. Just that should. That should hit whoever I'm targeting. I'm trying to make things simple, but I'm making them more complicated because I've never done it. So it's taken a bit of time to get my head around. I kind of just want to do an arena now, and I mean I've been using Hillbot. That's what this thing is here. I've been using this for years, and I'm now just kind of getting around to thinking that maybe there's an easier way of doing it. So now if I pressed R, we'll put this to the test in a minute. So I could switch through people there. And hopefully just press R and it should throw that at whoever they're targeting. But like I said, we'll put it to test in a minute. And this is like little baby steps. I don't want to change too much. I've already changed the 1, 2, 3, which would be my spells there. For the time being, just so I can put this into effect.
Let me have a look at you. Pathetic. Why aren't there any dark rangers in your ranks? Well, you'll have to do.
Erebus UK said. Show tooltip cast mod alt player help heal damage. The first bracket emulates the self cast. If alt is pressed, redirect the heal to the player you. If that doesn't trigger, the second bracket is evaluated. If you have a friendly target, cast the heal on them. If none of those apply, try to cast the damage spell here as a bonus variant that will cast
Thanks,
the heal on yourself.
Erebus.
If you have neither a friendly
But
nor
I've
a hostile
unbound.
target, kinda emulates the auto
I've
self
unbound
cast
everything.
option.
Just 'cause
Erebus UK said. Show tooltip cast
I
mod
know-
alt player help no harm player heal damage.
I know all of the text, you know, like show tooltip and cast and all that stuff. I know all that stuff. I've done it all before, but what I have done is I've unbound everything that's normal because I'm using a bartender
Said.
add-on.
Don't forget to follow or sub and check out https twitter.com Requinsk https discord ggtzeque. Erebus UK said. It flooded through at once.
Oh, get myself in trouble here now, look. I'm just trying my buttons just to see if I can actually do something. Oh, see, that actually worked. And then obviously my tab targeting still works. I'm gonna have to click this for a minute. He's running away because he realises he cannot win that fight. Okay. I'm used to Hillbot, so I keep using the bloody thing.
Shoot to kill. sight of the Banshee Queen's prize.
Yeah. We're in trouble here. Dead. Because the idea, right, my big old plan is that I'm just going to be pushing buttons. I'm actually thinking about getting rid of my ASD buttons as well. Don't know why that button's not working. Oh, so it's number 1, isn't it? Hello. There's no teammates there then. I'm confusing myself. I should put everything back the way it was.
Grab these supplies, if you need them, but don't lose sight of the Banshee Queen's prize.
Oh, come on!
Erebus UK said, "My missus is wanted to cook, don't worry, I corrected her and said I believe they like to be called homosexuals now."
Bit fed up with this match.
Erebus UK said, "Mr. Brains Pork FTW."
Supplies are on the way. I better not see the Alliance getting them before you do.
Oh, look at this. I'm fucking dead again. Can you believe it? Come on, let's lose this one. Get out. big plan was, right, put all these into macros down here, which I might still do. Move this down there, and that's my arena setup then. I'm thinking, because obviously in an arena you've only got 3. I only have 3 of those to deal with. I don't know where my teammates are. I'm getting fudged over here.
Spies are on the way. I better not see the Alliance getting them before
Come on.
you do.
Run away!
It's too far away.
Yay, we lost. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change my 1 to... I'm going to reset that. Didn't mean to do that. Where is it? That one. Action bar 3. Let's just remove that one a minute. Actually, no, I want to think about it. Let's just set it up. 1, 2, 3. 1 to cast. Let's do a new one. Let's call it. Let's just do these simple. Show tooltip. Cast. No, wait a minute, I want flat. Holy shock. Okay, save. And that one would be on probably F. do freedom next. How's that? Show tool tip. Is that right? Blessing of freedom. No, T is going to be trinket. Let's do G. Let's do new trinket. Wonder if this show tooltip works on this. Show tooltip. And do you cast it? Cast. I don't know if you cast this or not. Sin. Full. Okay, buddy. Gladiators. I'm coming! Medal. Yeah, I don't know how to spell it. That's why I'm checking it. So. Yes, it does work like that. Right. That's going to be on the T. Let me just, I'll be right back a minute. Back. Kind of happy with those. F is Holy Shock. G. What else do we need to put on there? I need to put the Blessing of Sacrifice on there. I think there's too much to put on there actually, I think, in there. So we got the Word of Glory's got to go on there. Lots. Bestow of Faith has got to go on there. Bestow. I keep forgetting about this one for some reason. Why I keep forgetting about it, I don't know. Put that on C. If I do sort of like modify this to like the way that I play the game, I'm probably going to change the ASD eventually because I'm running out of buttons. Like what? I haven't set any other buttons, see? I haven't set any buttons, any more buttons. I could do control. I could do shift. Do shift and buttons next, I think. Yeah. That's the wrong thing. Free. And we'll just do the buttons again, but with shift. Shift R. Shift F. Shift G. And Shift C. Okay, I don't know what that was supposed to be set to before. Oh my god, every single day I get this one as the epic battleground. I'm absolutely fed up with it. Oh, I don't know if you're still there, Rebus, but I got my adapter for the PlayStation 5 so I can use the VR headset. That's the cool thing that's happened today. Didn't come with any box at all, just come like that. Instruction manual. Find a spot for that eventually. I'm getting cold. What would be a really good idea, instead of using the 1, 2, 3, because that confuses me, I could just change my ASD. Just totally, tell you what, if I do that, it's to totally screw me over. I know it. See, the way, if I did 1, 2, 3 and R, if I changed them, that means that I'm just stuck into doing arena, because I use 1, 2, 3 all the time. Like, I'll jump into situations and just press the spells I'm used to. God, I hate this one. Wonder if we got another paddy in here. No, we don't. Of course, I've got a mouse coming with the buttons on the side of it as well, so I can bind those, which will make life way better. I don't even know what my bestow of faith is. Middle button. Right. Somebody else is out healing me at the moment. It's the problem with Paddy healer. You're not constantly chucking out heals. It's you don't need to. You just press one heal every now and again. It does quite a large heal. Somebody is totally bloody healing the shit out of everything here. Don't know why I used that really.
It's too far away.
Use my trinket.
Submit, peasants, to the might of the great Ogre Empire!
Better heal myself, I guess. Does seem like we're winning for a change. I cannot heal these guys by myself.
It's too far away.
Storm Shield is under attack. To the defenses! Push them back!
Alright, we've been driven back now. I'm actually taking hits. Shit. I've run out of mana. Fuck. Come on, I'm out of the way. Come on.
GHRLY. Welcome to my channel.
Gertie, how's it going? I mean, it's looking pretty good, isn't it, at the moment? Some people are out of range a little bit. Hey, we're pushing back in.
I need to get closer. I'm out of range.
I actually need some mana. I do. Backing up. They're getting physical. I just stunned someone. Because I can. Come on, guys. 30 more left. They're done for. I am losing mana here. I need out so I can heal up. So I can get some mana back. Shit. Mana! That'll do.
It's too far away. I need to get closer.
For the Alliance!
Somebody's like really out healing me.
Alliance!
I'm going down. Somehow I didn't go down. They didn't care about the healer.
Reinforcements have arrived. Clear this rabble from the storm.
I wonder, can... Okay. I pushed my luck that time. Oh man, we're back here. I'm so close to earning the honour here. 1,498. Come on. I've only got 5 resources left. Stuck. Yay, done it.
I need to get closer.
Wowzers. Don't tell me they're going to push back now and win it. That would be absolutely ridiculous. All we got to do is kill 5 people. 4. Come on. 3. Come on. It's just 2 people. Never win this one. Surely you can kill 1 person. Thank God for that. Thank God for that. Not doing another one of them today.
May I tempt you with my wares? Used like a hard bargain. Good show.
Honor. Oh, bloody freezing. So I've got to do one of those. I've got to do a random battleground. And that's Medalia's. Got to jump on. Oh, and I've got to do schooling. He's doing homeschooling now, AD. Right. I think I'm going to have to get off. I've got to do some homeschooling. I've just remembered. So that's going to be the end of today's stream.
Mr. Quince, you're up.
It's been a bit of a weird one because I can't get my head around the key bindings, but I'm sure I shall get there. I've got them. I've got them all set up. I need to shut his head off. I need to pick the extra ones that I want. There's not actually that many that I want. Decide whether I want them to target my teammates, which I probably will want, to save me having to select 1, 2, 3. Yeah, a little bit more thinking. I'll watch you up on it. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. It's been awesome. I'll be back on again tomorrow. Off for the homeschooling. Have a good one.